Are you a woman that just started lifting weights, feel like you're just getting bigger? Watch this.
Our next caller is Nicole from California.
Hi, Nicole. How can we help you?
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me on.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'll get right to my question. I don't want to waste your time. So I've been listening to you guys for about 8 months after I read Sal's book first. I loved what I read about such a difference in my mindset about like cardio is the only way to lose weight, and weight training just seemed so amazing to me. My husband was the one who actually encouraged me to do it, and I started my research and found your book first. So the podcast itself, I love just for all the other content you put out. It's really entertaining. And anyway, so my question is, I started weight training about 8 months ago. I had a program that I bought years ago, and I just did it in my own. Well, I have my own little studio here with dumbbells. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have my youngest is 2 years old, so I didn't have access to a gym, and I listened to you guys the whole time, and it was going pretty well. I tended to hurt my neck often with that program, and I also hurt my Achilles on my right leg. But it was all right. I felt like I was getting stronger. At the same time, I was still doing my spin bike that I have and a cardio HIIT class. Both of them I was doing like 2 times a week, as well as walking. And my goal was to basically, after the baby, like tone up. I know that's not really a term you use, but to tighten up my core and to lose like 8 pounds. And in the first month, I think I gained a couple pounds, which I felt like that's what you guys always talk about. It's kind of normal. And then after 5 or so months of doing that, my husband kind of talked me into he's got a rack and a bench and stuff that he brought from work, and he put it in our garage, and I bought anabolic. So I'm on week 10 of anabolic, and I really like it. I mean, my neck hasn't gotten hurt since. I feel like I'm definitely lifting more and getting stronger. But in the beginning, 8 months ago, I took my measurements basically from the waist down, and that hasn't changed at all. And I was hoping to lose a dress size, but my arms and back seem to be getting bigger because all my t-shirts in the last couple of weeks are tight, like mid bicep. And if as a woman, that's kind of the opposite goal of what I wanted. I wanted to feel like my clothes were loose and comfortable on me, and I'm just feeling kind of bulky in the upper body. So I want to know if you adjust the programming and not do as much of the upper body movements. That's kind of what my husband suggested, but I wanted to ask you guys what you suggest.
Yeah, no, it's not a programming issue. Actually, building muscle is what's speeding up your metabolism and give you the fat burning machinery that you want for sustainable fat loss. But that's going to be a nutrition situation. So are you tracking your calories? Do you know how many calories you're consuming, grams of proteins, fats, carbs, anything like that?
I do. So I have a bit of a restriction and eating disorder past. So I'm able to use an app and track and see about what I eat. And I know I'm around 2,000 calories. It's probably my maintenance. And I love protein, so I can eat like 130 grams of protein, no problem. I tended to restrict carbohydrates for quite a few years. So that's usually on the lower end, like 80 to 100 grams of carbohydrates is the highest I can usually get to. And what was your other question?
You answered it.
Yeah, you answered it.
So I have more questions. I thought I heard you say that you were doing the spin stuff and then also like a HIIT cardio thing. Are you still doing those 4 days of cardio a week in addition to the anabolic? I
stopped going to the cardio HIIT class, and I've stopped my bike. I just do a 2 mile walk every day with the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and that might be part of why we're seeing how long have you been not doing those things right now?
I stopped doing the bike and the cardio HIIT probably in the last 6 weeks.
And your body weight hasn't changed, but you feel a little bit tighter in the upper body?
Yeah, I think I started do you mind if I say how much I weigh, or does it matter?
No, that's fine. That's up to you.
I think I started back in June. I was like 142 pounds, and I'm like 145, 144.
Oh, yeah, I think
you're kicking ass.
Yeah, you're doing actually really good.
Yeah, you probably got leaner and built some muscle.
Consider when you eliminated all that cardio you were doing, that's a tremendous amount of calories that you were burning in the week. When we look at it as a whole, when you do 4 days like that, and then you add it all up, and then you add it over a month, So the fact that you've been able to still eat the same amount of calories and really the weight you have is probably negligible. You're talking probably a little bit of water weight for the most part.
Maybe some muscle because she said she got stronger.
Yeah, you're actually probably doing really good. This is a matter of like kind of staying the course. A couple things. I know you said protein's good, which is one of the common ones where my female clients would miss. How's your strength gains from lifting? Are you and how are you pushing yourself weight wise? One of the challenges I had with clients, I mean, even like Katrina when we first met, that would like tend to gravitate towards cardio type training or circuit or HIIT type stuff, like getting her to like think about like, let's get that squat up as heavy as you can. Like
the loading process has always been difficult.
Right. How are you with loading the bar? Are you pushing the weight? Tell me how that looks right now for you.
Yeah. So the bar's pretty new to me. Like I said, I started, I think early December, end of November. So I'm squatting. I want to say like I probably gained at least 20 pounds on my squat. When I was doing the lower rep range, I forget what phase that is, like 2 or 1.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm probably like a 30-pound difference from that lower rep range than the higher rep range that I'm currently in. I think
Nicole, you're on week 10. You're
started week 10.
You're going in the right direction. So fat loss or weight loss from strength training is more of a snowball effect. So it starts off slow, and usually what happens is you see the weight not change much. You see strength go up. You notice changes in your body, but the scale doesn't change much. But then as the metabolism starts to speed up, which takes a second, then the fat loss starts to happen. You're actually moving in the right direction.
Yeah, you are doing good.
Yeah, you're totally moving in the right direction. I wouldn't even have you change much right now and just kind of stay the course.
And did I hear that correctly? Are you lifting more weight in this current phase than you were in phase 1?
No.
Okay.
My squat at like the 8 to 12 rep is around it's not a lot. It's not impressive. It's like 80 pounds, but I was 110 pounds with the 1 to 4 rep range.
Yeah, you're
okay.
You're doing great.
Yeah, and I also think that you have room when you get back to the going back around. If you go back in through anabolic or you go to any of our other programs, because phase 1 we typically are strength those. Not all of them, but most of them are that way. The conversation you and I'd be having if we were client, I'd be really trying to motivate you to stretch yourself on the weight, really pushing the weight. I think that you've got probably more strength capacity in there. And granted, you're doing things the right way. So I want you to know that, like, obviously loading the bar super heavy when you're just learning it, that's not a good idea. But that's where I want to get you. I'm going to be pushing you in that direction. You got more in there. We're going to get stronger,
especially for that leg development. Those big compound lifts, those squats and deadlifts, and really kind of pressing yourself in that direction will provide that that development you're looking for.
Yeah, and so if you were my client, what I would do is I would have you stay the course. I would have you slowly reverse diet. So I'd have you slowly increase your calories, get you to the point where you're eating like 2,400, 2,500 calories, where you're not really gaining any weight, but you're stronger. And then from there, I would do a cut. And then that's where you would see the big fat loss. And what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for sustainable, lean, sculpted physique versus what you might have experienced in the past where it was really hard to keep it off. And it was kind of like, oh my God, if I go off my routine at all, it comes right back on my body. What you're going through right now is the metabolism boosting process. And it can take months. It could take months to do so, especially if you're only a couple years postpartum. You have a 2-year-old?
I have a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going in the right direction.
Yeah, you're doing good, Nicole. You need to know that. You're doing good right now. You really are.
Don't get impatient, because that's where people screw up. Because what'll happen a lot of times, especially with women, is, you're 10 weeks into it. They start to get impatient. Then they cut their calories like crazy, or they throw a bunch of cardio at themselves. And then they end up where they were before.
And by the way, like, very easily, I could tell you, cut your calories 300 to 500 calories, add a hour of cardio every single day, and I would give you the initial thing that you want. Like, you would see your upper body shrink down a little bit. So be aware of that, right? Like, that's right there if you wanted to go there, but that's not setting yourself up for long-term success. Trusting the process is going to, and it's a slower process. Like Sal said, it's a snowball effect. But I want you to know you're doing a good job. You really are. You're doing a good job, and you're heading the right path. And as you start to go around and go through more of these MAPS programs, just keep working on getting stronger. Getting stronger, increasing those calories, and you're going to get to a point where you are eating 2,400, 2,500 calories and not gaining weight. And then when we bring you down to your 2,000 calorie maintenance.
Now you're lean and it's easy to maintain.
Now it reveals itself.
Yeah, and as far as the routine is concerned, you could do all lower body for the trigger sessions. Are you doing trigger sessions on the days in between?
So the trigger session days, I have not been able to squeeze in with the baby, but I really want to start doing that. So that's the only thing I haven't been doing.
Oh,
That'll make a huge difference.
Nicole, that makes a huge difference. Okay, so here's
Squats, just body weight squats, that type of thing.
Yeah. So here's what I want you to do. On the days in between, I want you to twice a day, just try twice a day, 5 to 8 minutes of lower body exercises. And the idea isn't to get a crazy workout. The idea is just to go through full range of motion and kind of feel the muscles work a little bit. And what that's going to do, it's like adding a turbocharger to the hard workouts that you do 3 days a week.
Okay, question to that. I have like a larger lower body. That's kind of what I would like to shrink. So that's not going to increase my size doing that type of thing?
No, but you said you wanted to avoid upper body stuff. So really you can target whatever you want. You could do core exercise, you could do upper body, but just do 5 to 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of some exercise. Make it moderate intensity at most. You just want to kind of feel the muscles a little bit. That's it. Think recovery. Don't think workout. Do 2 a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then watch what happens. It's literally like adding a turbo to what you're doing.
Nicole, if you tell me, you told me about where your weight is. You just told me that you have you're thicker in the lower half. I've got you squatting 185 in the next 6 months or less. That's what I got. If I'm training you, I've got you squatting 185 for 5 reps. I'm pushing you. You're going to have that in you. That's the thing to focus on. Get strong. Don't be and the beauty of having a thick lower body is there's a lot of muscle in there, and more muscle speeds the metabolism up.
Yeah.
So there's advantages of having a stronger, thicker lower body to the overall fat loss. So
and when you get to the process of cutting down, it looks really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right.
Yeah.
You're doing.
All right.
Hey, let's get you in the forum too, so we can stay in touch with you.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I'm gonna have Doug send you access to the private forum, and then just keep us posted on your journey. Feel free to share videos of your squatting or exercise like that, so we can make any critiques on your forum or let you know, hey, you're doing great. I can a lot of times tell by the way somebody is moving a weight on how much they are pushing themselves weight wise, and be able to give you advice that way too. So get in there and make sure you tag us and share your journey.
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks, guys. So I'll probably just run anabolic again when I'm done, and I'll make sure to include the trigger sessions and push myself a bit more.
Yes.
Love that.
Thank you guys so much.
You got it,
All right,
Nicole.
Nicole.
Thank you. That was just hey, am I on the right path?
Yeah.
Basically.
Bro,
She forgot to mention that she had well-developed legs.
I smelt it, bro. I swear to God, she looked strong to me.
Yeah.
I see her and I'm like, that chick is squatting.
She's
80,
just uncomfortable. She has muscle now.
She's
That's
squatting
all.
80 pounds. I'm like, she could.
When she gets to the part when she reverse diets and just stays the course, metabolism is already boosting. Already, she stopped doing all that cardio and she hasn't really gained any weight. When she gets to the point where she starts to cut, when she's comfortable cutting, she's gonna be very happy with the way she looks and feels. Very
Easily.
happy.